Alrighty, so this is one like the Clavicus, aka DJ Rubik's. But I haven't mixed drum and bass in a very long time, as you can probably tell by my old school drum and bass taste if you've listened to any of my mixes on this channel. Um, anyway, this isn't about drum and bass, this is about Eador, Genesis New Horizons mod. So this is one of my favourite games of all time. There's so much depth and strategy involved in it. And the New Horizons mod is just an amazing. It's a community mod, so you've got Eador Genesis, you've got Eador Masters of the Broken World, and then there's this newer one as well. So this goes right back to the beginning, but the beginning is the best. It's got old school graphics. I'm having to play this windowed at the moment on some ridiculously low resolution, which is really frustrating me. But I don't know. You get that. We'll see how it all works out. Anyway, so this is a new version. So I was playing version 20 or something, but this is version 22.0630.a. It only came out at the end of last year, so so I'm just like recovering from COVID. So I've got a bit of a cough at the moment, so but I'm hoping it doesn't get too frustrating. But yeah, came out December 2022, I think. I've got no idea what's different about it. I guess we'll find out. So one like the Clavicus. I was gonna play an evil playthrough because I've never done that before. Well, I've done bits of it before. I don't know. I don't know whether I will play an evil playthrough, but this is why I set up this potentially looking evil guy. I guess on the first, I mean, there's like a whole karma thing, you know, like if you're evil, you can get attacked by the Inquisition and stuff like that. But you can also make friends with evil races. Evil, to me, seems to be a weaker but cheaper option. I don't know if it necessarily plays out in the long run, and like this game, you take over shards. It's like over 1,000-hour campaign. There's multiple endings depending whether you play good or evil or whatever, but each shard takes hours and hours and hours to play as well. And you can make evil decisions at the beginning of the shard when it really benefits you, and then as long as you're nice towards your people, because you're like a benevolent overlord, your karma can actually come out positive at the end, even though you make evil decisions. The good troops, or like the good and lawful troops, are way better than the evil ones, but they cost more. But this will probably make more sense once we get into the game, but it's pretty important that you don't lose your troops, because you want to level them up so they can get uber strong. But maybe different strategies are involved. Like, you can play necromancers and things like that, which is evil. Like, casting evil spells is evil. Casting good spells like cure wounds is good. A lot of that won't be open to me necessarily on the early shards, because the lore of this game is that, you know, there's a great cataclysm, and the world broke into a million shards, and it's being devoured by chaos, and the shards are all floating around in the astral, and you've got different astral masters that are regaining, rebuilding worlds, and they all have a different idea of the way that the world should be. But so you compete for each shard against the different masters. It's a really hard game. I'm gonna play it on expert, which is the middle difficulty level, I think. So I used to play the Master of the Broken World, not so the next one of these games, and not the community patch. I used to play that on Overlord difficulty, but this one here, expert, seems to be extremely difficult. Anyway, it will be pretty easy for the first few shards, but then it kind of ramps up. And it's a hardcore game as well. You can't really save it. You do have an ability where you can step one turn back in time, and that's meant to be so. Each astral master has like their own special ability, and apparently that's your special ability. So you can redo a turn if you don't like it. Some people think it's cheating. I don't know how often I will use it. I will, like sometimes I misclick in a battle and it results in the death of my army, and I'm like, damn it, that was a misclick. And then I'll probably redo the turn then. Also, there's a lot of content in this game, and I don't know all of it. And so, you'll get a vague description of what kind of guards might be guarding something, and I'll be like, I got no idea what the hell that is. Let's attack it to find out. And that can often result in a redo. Reading online between the differences between like evil and good, people say that because the evil troops are more expendable, they're cheaper. The need to redo and to keep them alive is less, because they're more expendable, and you'll just have to employ different strategies to play as an evil person. So now, having said all of this, I'm not sure that I do want to play an evil playthrough. I think I'd like to keep my calm and neutral, but the problem is that I don't think there's any neutral endings. Like you get endings at different times in the game as well. Like I think the quickest ending you can get is probably a good ending. I'm not sure about all of the endings. Might only take 500 turns, like 500 hours to get to, rather than 1,000. But yeah, I don't think there's like really a neutral ending per se, which means that you would only be able to end by destroying all of the other astral masters, which I assume would be one of the longer ending types. Because otherwise I'd like to sort of juggle things up and play evil and good, because you also get personality scores and things like that as well. I don't know, there's like a lot going on. A lot of this probably may not be making sense to you guys at this stage if you haven't seen this game. But so, am I gonna play evil? I'm gonna. I'm gonna, because the evil troops also suck, right? They used to be really good in the non-modded version of this. The barbarians used to be really good. They were cheap and strong. But now, and they like fly into a rage, which, you know, like when enemies get damaged, they do less. Um, they do less damage themselves, like unless they're undead or they're raging, because then they become immune to pain. Um, and so that made barbarians super strong, and they were super cheap. Only this modded version, when they rage, you sometimes lose control of them because they're flying off in a mindless rage, just attacking whatever, and that can become super problematic when you're trying to keep your troops alive. All of that said, let's give an evil. Let's at least play evil for this first shard. I'm sure I'll be able to. It'll be nice and simple. Everyone will hate me, and hopefully it'll feel pretty good. Alright, so I'm Klavicus, and this is my capital name. DJ Rubiksville, whatever. Why not? Let's start this campaign. New. Delete the old game. So I haven't actually played this at all. I just fired it up very quickly. So this is the start of a tutorial. I've actually edited the config file, so I don't need to play the tutorial. But basically, you've got different commanders in the game, and I am going for yeah, so you've got different commanders, and then each of these commanders, when they get to level 10, they can then multi-class as well. And so you've got, what, 16 different commanders? Yeah, 16 overall different commanders, because a wizard that then multi-classes into a commander is different to a commander that then multi-classes into a wizard. So 4 factorial, 16. I think you've got 16 different kinds of commanders, but you've got 4 base commanders. I'm just going to say Fearless Warrior for this, blah blah blah. So this is a tutorial. This is actually a gremlin pretending to be a human mortal here. I'm going to skip this tutorial and get back to where we belong, because I can't be bothered playing the tutorial. Alright, so Homer asks, what did you say, boss? I remembered something at time in the mortal world. Were you trying to say that you enjoyed killing me? Blah blah. Why do you hate me so much, Zar? I guess you guys can pause this. I've read all of these things quite a bit. It's actually kind of funny. A lot of this, but yeah, you've got this dude serving me. I think I won him in a game of poker. It gets like revealed to you later in lore. But yeah. Anyways, alright. Mr. Oppressed, go have some rest. Alright, so this here is the astral screen. Alright, so I'm having to play this windowed so that my software can pick up on it, and I can't seem to scroll. You can normally scroll the astral screen a bit. Maybe I can't. When there's only a few shards like this. Let's have a look. Settings. And I've guessed that these are the settings that I want. Show a message when you see golf. Why would I want that? Why would I want that? Yeah. Yeah. I think something like that. But anyway, hopefully I'll be able to scroll the screen. Anyway, so you come across. So this is my home shard. You can tell. But this isn't me. I was that evil necromancer dude, looking dude. So why is it making me look like that? I have no idea. That's a bit frustrating. And so anyway, so these are the shards that I can take over. And you get energy, and you also get building technology, and you also get some items in a treasury that you can then take to the next shard to conquer, but it costs energy. So at the moment, I'm getting 10 energy. I've got one shard. It's turn 0. I've got no rewards. And I've got 100 energy all up. So I need to make a decision about which shard I'm going to invade. So this one here would only give me 3 energy income a turn. And energy is pretty important. But it does have this crystal power, which can be really powerful because it gives you quests early on in the game. And when you fulfill the quests, you can get gold or gems, which is, you know, 2 types of necessary resources. This also requires mandrake, which is that little root that looks like a man. So that's like a non-necessary resource. You can still build things that require non-necessary resources, but you need to pay for them. It'll all become clear. So, Infirmary, Forester's Guild, Crystal Power, and I can get a fairy, which is something good. Now I'm tempted to go for this shard just because it's got the crystal power in it. That's generally how I would like to start off. Even though all of these things are also super useful as well. Anyway, so basically each shard you attack, you get extra buildings, and so this is how this game keeps you entertained and involved, and you know, because you got to, like, to begin with, you can't build fuck all, and then each shard that you attack, you get extra technologies, you become stronger, you get like this real sense of progression as you go through the game. Anyway, I have been doing a lot of talking, so we should probably just get into things so that you can find out what's going on. So I am going to invade this shard here because I want the crystal power, mainly. It's a tiny shard. I think this also, the size of the shard also refers to the difficulty of the shard. It's hills. So you get shards of, this is hills, and this is hills. Okay, so they're all hilly shards, but terrain plays different thing, has a strong effect on the type of commander that you might want to use. Also plays, like, you fight strategic battles, and hills gives you defensive bonuses, and you can shoot further and stuff like that. You also get special shards where, I don't know, everyone's pissed off at you, or they're more magical or things like that. Anyway, without any further ado, we'll just get into this. We're going to attack Dark Dan. One thing I will say though is that if you leave shards for long enough, they'll get snapped up by other Astral Masters. So right now I haven't met any other Astral Masters. I think it's just me alone, floating with my one world. So we're going to go and we're going to attack Dark Dan. And we're going to be on Expert. Okay, yeah, and so I can scroll it. There we go. So this is a very tiny shard. I'm playing on like a real high resolution, but this game, because it's so old, is like a low resolution, and I was struggling to get it to work in like the recording software, and I don't know. I guess for next episode I'll try change my background resolution so I'm not peering at such a small screen. But anyway, we've got DJ Rubik's View, and we're surrounded by we've got some halflings, we've got a free settlement, which just means humans. We've got some barbarians, and this here is orcs. You can tell because you got like these orcish tents. So these dudes are evil. Barbarians are unscrupulous. These people are good, I think, and the halflings are generally nice. And you can, like, on different shards, you can make alliances and stuff with the different people. I think I might ally myself with orcs because I'm playing evil, and they've got a very simple alliance quest. Different things have different alliance quests, and I'm playing evil, so why not? Let's do that. And so first thing you want to do, you got this stronghold. This is buildings that you can build. You want to hire a hero. Let's have a look. So you want to, so you get gold and gem income from each different shard. For each different region in a shard, and eventually you can control all the regions. You see that this one's here's got special resource marble, but it's in red, which means that it's defended by some guards. Now, so each region has each province has provincial guards, and then in each province you've got a whole bunch of special areas that you can go to, and you can attack these guards to get resources, weapons, armor, there's loot. You've also you can have stores, and this little icon here shows that you've got stores. The different guards also have different alignments as well. So attacking brigands, for example, will shift your karma into being better. Same as demons. Perhaps if I attack a knightly order, it will make it go the other way. I generally, you just generally want to attack everything that you can, so that you can build up experience as quickly as possible. So I've got a new land, which shows that there's fuck all population here. This is a hamlet, village, dwelling. Anyway, so my first port thing is to hire hire a hero. So commanders are super strong, especially if you're playing good, because your units won't die, and drones. They can command the most units, but they have the least access to magic. Wizards, on the other hand, are kind of weak early game, and they require gems. But late game, they are probably the strongest hero that you can have. Scouts are pretty, pretty good. They use arrows, which is a finite resource, so you have to keep on returning and buying more. I generally like having them as a second hero, because they've got skills that are good for exploring, and diplomacy with other nations. And warrior used to be really, really, really strong, in the non-New Horizons version. So the non-community patch, with the right equipment, a hero is basically a one-man army, and so you can start off. A warrior is basically a one-man army, so you could start off with a warrior, and then pretty quickly you wouldn't have to buy any troops, and so you could get like a massive economic advantage because you're not paying upkeep for the troops, and you're just going around obliterating everything. I'm going to go. So I normally always go commander, but what should we do? What should we do? Also, it's hard to get gem income when you're early on in the game, because you haven't got the technology of mining gems and things like this. Also, swamp world, so swamps make more gems. This is a hill world, which could be good for scouts because they can have like hill abilities that mean that they're more mobile over hills and things like that. So now, all of that said, so just readjusting my headset. All of that said, I am going to hire what am I going to hire? Here we go. Alright. I am going to hire a I think warrior is the weakest earlier on, but that is what I'm going to hire. I'm going to hire myself a warrior. Hire hero. So I've got Daros here, so we can have a look. He starts off with a skill of combat, so you get a whole bunch of different skills. If you multi-class at level 10, you can only get up to level 3 of any skill, unless you choose the same class, and then you can get up to level 5. Otherwise, you can get up to level 3 of the classes, of the skills of the class that you multi-class into. Plus, you also get some additional effects based on the multi-class. Anyway, I'm rambling a lot. First thing, I hire here. I want to come along here, and I want to get rid of this slinger. Should I get rid of the slinger? I don't normally get rid of the slinger. Slingers are pretty shit. But warriors are like a frontline dude. Normally I just get rid of everything. Let's see how slinger goes. Oh, you want to? I'll normally get rid of things because they have an upkeep and they're crap. So we've got a militiaman and I've got a slinger. They're both real shit units. You can see that I can upgrade the slinger at level 13 to a veteran slinger. Slingers suck, but I'm going to keep him because I'm doing things differently. I'm going to put the militiaman here, which is a garrison for my village, so that if we get attacked, which we very may well, some like undead or demons or something can attack. Also, the barbarians and orcs often raid nearby provinces. I'm going to construct a library. Now, the reason I'm going to construct a library is that I sometimes forget to. And then, do I need to construct a library when I've got a warrior? Because, yeah, I sometimes forget to, and then I don't have necessary spells. Yes, let's construct the library. So, if I do that first, then I can learn some spells. And so, you've got Magic Spark, Fatigue, or Inspiration. Magic Spark basically does a little bit of damage. Fatigue makes people lose stamina. Inspiration gives people morale and extra stamina points. So I'm going to take Fatigue because it's super strong. Once people get to is it less than 5? Like what? Once people's stamina, yeah, when the unit's energy stamina is down 5 or less, the attack value decreases and decreases, and at 0 they can't do anything. So Fatigue is actually a really strong spell, and it doesn't cost any gems to cast. None of these, I guess, 0 circle spells cost any gems to cast. So I've got a warrior, and I would normally plunder this province to get some money, which is an evil way to get money. And I'm going to go see if I can talk to these orcs. And that should be it for my first turn. Let's have a look. We will end turn. Alright, so we've got some orcs here. Let's see if I can negotiate. Seeing the hero, the orc leader shouts, "Humans and orc lands, human meat in food, human tooth is decoration, fight humans. Wait, I offer you an alliance. Words not help human. Human die today." Okay, so that doesn't sound good. So you might need to be evil karma already to get the orcs. You also might need to have a diplomacy skill, which the scout has. I think you actually need a strong army, and my army isn't strong enough. But I'm going to retreat. The hero tries to leave, but the orcs rush after him. Increased speed. Eventually, it pursues left behind, but Eador suffers a serious wound. Well, this is no good. I'm good that it's still alive, so we can see, yes, that I have lost quite a few hit points. So I think we need to go there when I've actually got a stronger army. So given that, that was kind of a waste of a turn. These halflings get you to kill brigands to get them on side. But I will construct a tavern, and that will allow me to get barbarians, and so these guys here are kind of, so barbarians are unscrupulous. These shamans are unscrupulous as well, so kind of evil. Brigands and thieves are evil. I'm going to be looking at these dudes. I normally play, swordsmen are the strongest. Pikemen are great as well because they got first strike, and hit things first in the tactical combat. Anyway, we'll get all into this. I've built a tavern. It's getting me a little bit extra gold, and I will plunder this province because that's how we roll. We will end turn. Got 129 gold from that. Let's wait for new orders. And I got 3 hit points back. So that's not very good for a first line person. Now at this stage, if I hadn't lost my hit points, I would be wanting to get the barbarian camp and go and destroy some things. But because I'm not ready for that, I might build a forge. And this will be, I mean, this will be useful because my equipment sucks at the moment, to put it mildly. My equipment really sucks. And so I want to make sure that my warrior can actually fight. So I'm going to build a forge. And I will continue to plunder the land. And if we go here, so this is what our forge allows us to buy. I'm going to get some simple chainmail. I'm going to get a buckler, which gives you defense over ranged defense. I think the buckler's slightly better. And yeah, I don't know. Like, it's really good to have a high counter attack, because things attack you a lot. So it is sometimes better to have a high counter attack rather than an attack. That said, I don't have very much hit points or anything yet. I might just go for a short sword, you know, something in the middle. So you can see down here, you've got a whole bunch of stats. So this is my attack, this is my counter attack. So if something attacks me, they'll hit me first, unless I've got first strike, and then I'll hit them back with whatever the value of my counter attack is. I've got 25 hit points, 11 stamina, 11 morale. I can move 2. I've got 1 magic resistance, 2 range defense, 3 defense, and I don't have any ranged attack options here. So as you can see, it's quite, you know, there's a lot going on in this game, so there's a lot of stuff for me to explain. This spear, you know, it's not so bad because it's got a counter attack of 3. But I'm going to hedge my bets and go a short sword and sell the spear. Now, do I want to keep plundering? See, so as you can see here by this little yellow unhappy face, people aren't very happy with me. They're discontent. This is also a new land, and when you plunder, you kill some of the population. And as lands grow, you get more gold income. The gem income stays the same, but there might be magic sites that you can take over to get some gems, like idols and things like that. At this stage, I will plunder again, and because I want my hit points to come back up. But also, you know, I'm paying for this slinger at this point, you know, which cost me 4 gold per turn. But when I'm only making 8, you know, it's just 30% of my income. Just paying for this crappy slinger that I probably didn't really want anyway. But we're doing things slightly different. We're being evil, less plunder, and let's end the turn. Okay, 133. We will wait for newer. So as you can see, now this has turned orange. Now they're very discontent. And I think the more unhappy they are, the slower they grow. Yeah, it determines their work capacity and growth rate. Yeah, so you can see the gold income's gone down because they're very discontent. They're growing slower. If this red bar here builds up, they will rebel, and unless I've got guards in place, you know, that's not a good thing. Alrighty, so keeping these dudes alive is going to be a key thing for me. So, you know, I could cast magic armor on them. I don't know. This building a sanctuary, which is technically a good thing, is generally a good kind of first step. Because it allows you to like cure wounds, and also the shock spell does heaps of damage to evil things. So it might seem counterintuitive if I build that in an evil playthrough, but you know, see, this is where it's like, you know, can you play purely evil? Also, like having healers. Like healers are super good. And this is like they have a healing ability. So let's have a look here. But they offer out of combat hit point restoration, which is like really strong. And so it's going to be hard not to play with healers, but I will try not to for this turn. This time now. Web in this is super strong. But for now, let's see, where am I at? I'm a frontline dude. I will build the altar, why not? And I'll plunder again. There you go. Oof, now it's down to 38. And now these people now they're indignant. So, I'm being nice and evil. 18. Let's have a look. I will build a sanctuary. Do I want to build a sanctuary? Ah, fuck it. Let's just go attack some cunts. Let's build the barbarian camp. Let's hire me some barbarians. Ooh, so we've got a berserker here. So this is a mercenary, which is an upgraded barbarian. Now he's gonna cost 12 to upkeep. This guy's only 6, and that's gonna be pretty crippling, as you can see. But I am gonna hire this fucking dude anyway, because he hits like a fucking truck. I may not be able to keep him alive, but we'll see. He's also level 2. Alright, So, we're now losing a shitload of gold per turn, which isn't great. So, we're going to invade this free settlement, because this is going to give us 11 gold. The halflings have a lot of ranged units, and I think that my evil units have, not very good, because like they're not armored, they don't have the best range defense, and so I'm going to attack hop fields. Let's go for it. All right, so this is defended by six dudes already. So normally it's 4 or 5. 6 dudes is a lot, especially if I don't want to lose anything. I might actually just retreat from this and have a look at what these halflings have got. No, I said that I wouldn't. Alright, so it's really difficult. Like I haven't played evil. I mean, I think you really do need healers. These guys here can get a healing ability once you level them up, but it doesn't give them out of combat passive healing, which is just so good because you want to be able to attack basically every single turn. But that's alright. That's alright. I will get a sanctuary though. And I will replace my fatigue spells with some with some cure wounds. I'll get a dash. This will allow a dude to go again, and I'll get a cure wounds. And we will end the turn. Let's have a look. Okay. Let's see if we can attack. Another problem with the halflings is that they often attack you back and like regain the province. So let's have a look. Let's see. Alright, so I like to be able to see the hexes. So as you can see, they're all standing on hills, because it gives them a ranged advantage. And it's also, it's harder to move over hills, so I want to get to them as quickly as possible. Using my dudes, so I think he can take them on. Here we go, something like this looks good. Let's start battle. Okay, and so you can see they've only got a range of 4, so it's a bit strange that they're moving towards me. It might be because it's an early shard. They often wait. This was like modded into the community patch that they made it so that instead of always moving towards you, which is stupid, things will wait, so you need to move into their range attacks and stuff like that, so the AI is better. I think things like undead do it less often because they're mindless, so there's actually been a lot of cool stuff built into this mod, like a lot of time thought. Alright, so we can right click and we can have a look at all of the different abilities these units have. Metasave means that they get ammo back. Agility means that when they attack you, you don't get a counter attack unless you've got vigilance. First aid means that if they rest, they gain 1 hit point. This here, you can get extra trophies. They've got inspiration spells. Anyway, so this bard, I'm not too worried about because he doesn't really do any damage. this is a healer, a herbalist, so they can heal things. So that can be kind of annoying. Then these guys here. Alright, so they've got precise shot, which halves your range defense, and they got a shitload of ammo, and they can regain ammo. Yeah, here we go. They can collect ammo. Oh, geez, they're workaholics as well. Anyway, and my barbarians, they can rage or battle frenzy. So when he gets heavily wounded, they fall into rage. That's when you can lose control of them, though, and having control of them is super important. But that's enough on that. Let's have a look. So I want to see who's. So this has got a range defense of 3. So if I have a look at my slinger, I've got a range attack of 4 and a range of 5. So that means that I'll generally only do 1 damage to this herbalist. Range defense of 3, range defense of 4. So as you can see, this slinger is pretty shit. We'll just attack this one then. It did 2 damage, which is good. There is slight RNG to this, and this will probably mean that the AI will burn an ammo casting a heal spell just to heal this person back up. Anyway, this barbarian is going to. Okay, this guy's got a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this barbarian could run there or here. He's going to run the risk of getting double shot by both of these people anyway. So we will run him out. We'll run the berserker out. And let's have a look. This animation speed seems super slow. Let's crank it up some. Now, I've got a move of 2, which means I could normally move and then cast a spell. But because I've got heals, and I want to move forwards, a heal takes, you know, it says it takes 3 movements. 3 movement. It will take, I could move there, but then I wouldn't be able to cast a spell. I want to cast my dash. Now I thought I was going to be casting that on this dude, but I'm a little bit worried about this guy here. Even though he's got 20, I shouldn't really be too worried about him, should I? Let's just get my berserker involved. So berserker loses some morale, but when they enter battle frenzy, they ignore morale. So morale, if it drops below 5, you do less damage, and if it's 15 or above, you do more damage. So that's pretty cool. So you can see this guy here. He's got bloodlust, so it boosts morale. You get more morale when you kill things. He's got tolerance, which means there's morale, because if you mix good and bad units, generally that affects their morale. But this guy, because he's a mercenary, he doesn't care. He just wants money, which means that you've got increased upkeep for him, but you can level that up so that you don't pay as much. It's also got a stunning blow, which means that each of his hits reduces their stamina by 1. Each of the hits that he does. And this guy's got battle frenzy 5, so when he falls, his his attack value increases by 5, and he feels no effect from wounds. So we'll just run forwards and kill that person. And that's the end of this turn. Okay, so I'm not seeing health bars, so I want to info panel. yeah, I want to see health bars. So you can see how low this guy's got from just like, you know, one hit then or some shit, because this is a range defense of 0. So that is like really not good. This Slinger's probably going to die because he can get double hit by these dudes. And I don't have any way of necessarily stopping that. But I can cure wounds him. But anyway, I will move and I'll attack this person. I'll just attack this person here. So they'll die. I will cast Cure Wounds so that he doesn't die. And now, I guess I'll just shoot this person. There we go. And so you get extra experience by killing things. So you get experience for being involved in combat, and then you also get extra experience for killing things as well. And we will end here. Woo. So you can see that if I hadn't Cure Wounded, this guy would have died. My Berserker can go off and destroy that. He's on 2 hit points. There is a very small chance, well no, because now this guy's so wounded that he's going to do fuck all damage. And this is a problem, like, I will Cure Wound him again just so that he's going to be healthy for the next battle. But this is really the problem with, now you can see he does 4 damage. With not having healers, it is a massive problem. Anyway, this guy I'll kill him. And that's this province taken. And this purple bar is the experience bar. You can see that they've all gone up in levels and they get stronger. Alright, so Constitution used to be super powerful in the old one because of the regen ability. It still is powerful, gives you extra strength. Resistance and morale is good. You know what? I'm going to go for Constitution 1 on this. So this Slinger is very weak. He can regain, he can collect ammo. So I can either increase his hit points or increase his ammo. I'm going to increase his hit points. Now this person, when they rage, they don't give a fuck about morale. So I'm going to increase his hit points. And we now have taken over Iron Hills, where we're getting 16. So now we're only losing 7 gold. Now the problem is that as things level up, I think they cost. No, it's only when they get medals. So things can get medals for like outstanding performance in combat, and that kind of like make them super strong. But then if you give medals to mercenaries, then they pay twice as much. Than the medals cost, because you have to pay an upkeep for the medals. But anyway, there we go. So we've taken over Iron Hills. They're discontented us. Different races will react differently when you take them over. And as I said, halflings have a tendency to fight back and take their province back. Now I think the more discontent they are, and at least if there's any red in this bar here, then there's a higher chance for them to fight back. But I've definitely had halflings fight back and take their province back, even when they've been, kind of happy with me. So I'm not entirely sure of the mechanics there. And sometimes they can fight back with a really strong army, which means that you'll never get the province back again. But anyway, so you can see that we've got some marble here, but it's guarded by slave drivers. We've got some brigands. We've got horses here, and iron here. And so you can see, like, if we want to come to construct anything, let's say we wanted to construct this workshop, we need logs. If we wanted to make swordsmen, we need iron. We need generally mandrake for magical things, and so it really increases the cost of things. So what did I gain as a? Okay, I didn't pay attention to it. I think I gained a health on my level up. If I gain leadership, I would be able to have another unit. Anyway, only making 4 gems, not good anyway. Surrounded by, we've got some empty hills, which can be harpies or giant eagles or something. And they can also sometimes attack. Another free settlement. Holy Lands, free settlement. Now, on this level of difficulty, things like as you get further away from your capital province, things generally get harder. But on this very first shard, that may not be the case. And it might actually be easier to invade this province than it is to invade this one with the 6. So I'm going to invade it and find out. Now, I'm also going to build something in my stronghold. And what I build, I don't know. We will go for so Dens of Thieves and Brigands' Lairs can give you access to some cheap guards, yeah, cutthroat guards. People get pissed off at you, but I think I want a guard for that Hobbit province so that they don't retake it. But again, if they're pissed off at me, they're probably going to be more likely to attack me with something really strong. The Leisure Quarter improves population move by 1 in your capital city, which will increase the gold by 1. And that will also open up the gaming house, which increases gold income by 1%. And then you can also then build a pub or something, or a tavern, and then you can build pubs in provinces, which gives you money, because you can not only build stuff in your capital, but you can also construct buildings in provinces. I just don't have any technology to do that yet. So anyway, there's heaps going on. I've got indignant people here. I've got discontent people here. Looks like my evil playthrough is going well. Let's continue. Let's build something. So hills. If I build a diggers guild, it allows them to build mines, which will give me money from the hills. Problem is, it requires a lot of resources that I don't have. Let's just attack this anyway. Let's see what, but I will build a show booth probably. Let's build a show booth. There we go. So now I'm losing 7, but they're very discontent instead of indignant, so that's better. And 10. Yeah, so here we go. I've only got 4 people defending this province. Now, you can negotiate with them, and they try and charge you money. It's a good way of taking over human provinces, like good karma. If you've got diplomacy skill, which is an archer skill, you can pay half as much. They're asking for 420 gold, which I don't have. It will be cheaper to kill you. Attack. So, bring it on. Those bloody bastards are asking for too much money. So I want to you know, maybe you don't know. This is good. There's no hills here, so they're definitely gonna have some range units, but hopefully I can outrange them. I don't know where they're gonna place their units. So sometimes you can see where they've placed them already. And then you can choose. So you're going to take a guess. I'm going to guess that they're going to place them somewhere around here. So I'm going to have my stronger dude here, this guy up here because he's injured, and this guy on, you know, the hill in the middle. So he's got the biggest range because the hills increase the range by 5. Alright, let's start the battle. Looks like my predictions were correct. And so I'm gonna move my dude and move this dude. Now I'm gonna end this turn. I'm gonna assume that they're not gonna do anything. Yeah, so that's, you know, the AI being smart enough to know that, hey, you have to move into us. It's not always smart to always move. So we will wait again. Let's get my berserk down here and this guy down here. And okay, so now they're starting to come for me. Okay, so the spearman is dangerous. His heavy ammo, which has only got 1 spear, but it decreases the armor. Reduces range defense by 1. Lasts for 3 turns. He can force march, so he can actually expend stamina to move 3 squares. So he could force march to here and attack me with 6. I've got 11 and 1 defense, so that would do 5 damage, leaving me on 6. And then this guy could, you know, or this guy could attack. He could throw a spear at me. Basically, my slinger is in a very precarious position. Fortunately, I have a very strong dude here who could do 14 damage to this guy. So that's what we're going to do. Now this guy, like, on hit points, when the hit points are less than half of their maximum, their attack value slowly decreases. So now this guy does bugger all attack damage, which is good. Now, this guy's going to range defense of 0, which is good. I'm not sure who I'm going to attack yet. I think I want to block off these dudes and being able to hit this. So I'm going to use my guy to come down and attack this militiaman. Sometimes it's good to do range damage first, so that they don't get a counter attack off. And these guys also have an axe that they can throw for 5. But then this dude will get free reign to come along and hit him for 5. And so he won't die. But why would I want to do 5 damage when I could do 9 damage? And his counter attack's 5. Maybe I should be worried about this dude, because he can definitely get surrounded. If he comes up here and attacks for 5, and this guy comes up here and attacks for 5, I've only got 1 defense. That's already 8 damage. And then this guy shoots me as well. So you can see that there's quite a lot of strategy coming in. You know, this guy could move to here. This guy could force march, but he's very damaged, so I'm not too worried about him. I think I really don't want. He's only got a ranged defense. I mean, this guy's. It's not. This guy's almost irrelevant because of how damaged he is, but his heavy ammo and stuff will still do quite a bit. But if I can kill him, I only do 4. He's got 4 hit points. I won't kill him. This guy's got a defense 1 because he's standing on the hill. That's the only reason he's got a defense of 1. Anyway, I will throw my axe at this guy. I don't want to come here and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's come here. Let's damage him and then let's smash him. There we go. So he's super damaged as well, reducing his attack. And that's the end of my turn. Let's see what happens. Okay, so he's still not raging. So that's quite remarkable. But okay. If that's the way that you want to go. So I want to level this slinger up. So I want to kill this dude because of the extra experience that you get. This guy can just kill him. So I do 8 damage, so I'll kill that. He's on 7 out of 11, and if I cast my heal, it heals 8. I'll chuck an arrow and axe this guy, and I'll come and kill him with that. Now the reason I'm doing this is that I want to keep this guy alive for a little bit so I can heal. There we go. So if I heal this dude, now I can move only 1 away, but that's still going to allow this guy to move and attack me. It's not necessarily what he's going to do. And he does 4, and this guy's got reduced, blah blah. We'll move away anyway. And this guy hits with an 8. He's got 8 and no, so I don't really want to kill him. So, not this turn anyway. So we'll end turn. And I just want to heal this guy. And and there we go. So we could increase battle frenzy. Which is sometimes what I do, but I think actually increasing attacks with battle frenzy only kicks in when you're damaged. Only increases attack when you're damaged, but the attack will always kick in. So I will increase attack. And there we go. So I have taken over this, and there's some, you know, what is locations? Let's see how my gold's going now. Alright, so I'm finally making enough money to cover my army. Now, Holy Lands. Holy Lands, when you've got good karma, you can talk to them and just basically take them over without without having to attack them or anything like that. You know, they can go, oh yes, we know that, we've heard about you. You're good people. We've got some Minotaurs and Giants. Not something that I want to take on with my level 1 warrior with a slinger. So now goblins, savages. So I imagine that the goblins will probably be harder now because they're 3 away. But then there's one other lord on here on this shard. And this is a tiny shard, and as judging by the fact that my capital is here, his capital is probably here. So this is probably only 2 away from his capital. So the goblins might actually be defeatable. And they can have poison attacks, which can cause problems, or they can be weak as fuck. This Savage Wood, I'm not sure whether I mean my guys still suck. So I'm going to see what these goblins are like, and I'm going to build. Let's have a look. So I've taken over a plain. That's because if you build a granary and then there's something else, you can build mills on plains, which gives you gold. I'm going to need some sort of provincial guard, especially if I'm getting closer to my dudes. But for now, I'll build the gaming house. So, you know, I'm making 6 gold. We'll build the gaming house. And it also opens a casino, which is something that's added into this mod and allows you to change gems to gold and vice versa. But we'll build the gaming house. Now making 11 gold. So, per turn. So that was a huge investment. Huge profitable. Alright, let's go and have a look. So, Centaurs, Savage Woods, so they're hard. Savage Woods, not necessarily the hardest, but way too hard for my level 1 hero. Let's go to these goblins. Okay, so there's only 4. A goblin, a hunter, and a trapper. Let's attack these cunts. Even though they're evil. I wonder if I can get them on side, but I think I just want to attack them. I'm going to put this guy on hill for the extra range. They're going to have one of the shooty people here. That's just how they're going to roll. Now let's have a look. Okay, so he does have poison. So that really sucks. And this guy's got poison as well. So this is definitely not going to be a easy thing to beat. He's also got a range of 6, and most things are a range of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can shoot my slinger, and my slinger can't shoot him. He's also got swamp knowledge, so normally it takes a lot to move through swamps, but with swamp knowledge he can move here with only 1 move and then shoot. So even if I put my slinger here, he can still attack the poor guy. It's really just poison, because that's, you know, damage over time that is going to be problematic. I'm thinking, it's probably best if I try and take him out with my hero. We'll move these dudes down here. We want to try and avoid walking in swamps. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I move this guy to here, he's got nothing to worry about. Now the slinger, I'm really worried about him getting poison, because they're going to do 4 damage, and then the poison's going to do an extra damage every turn, and he's only got 9 hit points. You know, so we're going to move the slinger to here, which will be enough to keep him out of this guy. So he'll probably shoot my hero because he's a high priority target because it's my hero. But if the AI is smart, he should probably shoot this barbarian because it's going to be much easier to kill. But we'll move this guy here and we will end turn. Yes, so the AI is smart, so he shot the barbarian. And now my slinger. Why do they have 3 freaking I need to worry about this dude here as well, because he does 2. He's got extra poison and everything. And this guy can move what 2, so this guy can definitely attack either these 2 at the moment, as they are. He's got a ranged defense as good as this guy. This person's not quite been weakened enough for them to like reduce the attack. I will shoot this person, which will reduce his attack now because he's got less. Oh well, yeah. I'll do that because this guy's going to kill whatever he hits, which should be this one right here. Alright, so this guy's got 18 with 2, and he can do a shitload of damage. So I'm going to move forwards 1, and then I'm going to cast Dash on this guy again. And I'm going to come along and hit him. Okay, so he didn't really do that much damage. Not as much as I would have liked. And I've also now blocked this guy off a bit. But we will keep moving to here. Oh no. Because this guy could move here and attack. And then because the poison will all stack up. But that's just the way it's going to have to be, eh? Oh, and this guy to shoot me. There we go. And so he's dead. So that was what I was, yeah, really worried about. Alright, let's hit this guy again. Okay, so I can kill this guy. At least. So this is it. Now he's taking 5 damage a turn. So I'm gonna move there. And I'm gonna heal this cunt. I've got 2. Look, let's just make sure we can kill him next turn. we will heal. Probably a slinger. Oh, I thought that would kill him. That does. Alright, so we lost our barbarian. I probably could have saved him if I played that smarter. I forgot that they could run up. But that's alright, and here we go. So, we can increase. So this is a Medal of Valor. We can increase their attack by even more. Let's reward them. And so now we've got Golden Lands as well, and there's discontent as well, but we have Mandrake, which is going to reduce things. So we've got a free settlement, Savage Woods. My problem now is that, you know, I'm missing a dude. Probably want to go back and hire another one. So I am going to do that. This red shows that, you know, it's not fully explored. So which means that the you know, like only 75% of this is explored. So you can explore and find new locations and things. But this red means that the population level can't increase until you explore more of the land. And as you know, as I'm here, I may as well explore the province. It's not the best way to do things. You get way more experience of fights and you get loot and stuff, but you might find something cool. And I will build in my capital. I think I want an inn, but I need a granary for that. And the inn allows a thieves guild. Ooh. I didn't know that. But yeah, so I'll get a granary at this point. And you can see very slowly people are, you know, everyone's at least discontent and unrest is growing, but I don't need to worry about a rebellion just yet, except potentially this halfling thing, which could fuck me if I am caught on this side and this halfling rebels and they retake the province with, like, say, a white mage that I have no way of defeating. Then things will really suck. Anyway, I'm going to finish the episode here. Thank you very much for watching, and you can catch me again next time. See you later.